Hey guys, TourGuide Booster here and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today I participated in the Netherlands-Belgium Extravaganza, Remote Duel Extravaganza I should say. And it went, alright. I went X2 in the end and got 12th place with my amazing TourGuide Altergeist strategy. Not the very best performance since cutoff was top 8 actually, out of I think 60 something players. So I didn't technically top, but I did play a pretty cool deck, one that I've actually already showcased on the channel, but you know, I made some tweaks and I've been testing the deck quite a bit the past week actually. So I still thought it would be cool to show it to you guys and that I actually, you know, put my money where my mouth is and don't just show off decks and then end up not thinking they're actually good, but I actually end up playing them. Oh, right, before I get into the actual deck list, shout out to Tatsim who actually won the event, so congrats to him, he won the Extravaganza with a very cool deck, and I will be posting his deck profile video, I guess in the pinned comment below or maybe in the description, so definitely be on the lookout for that because the deck was very cool. We did play in the final round and sadly that meant that I lost. Once again, he was playing a super cool combo deck and I lost the die roll, so it was pretty unfortunate, but it was definitely a very close game, very cool. So again, congrats to him. Now we both have one Extravaganza win here in the Netherlands. But yeah, let's check out the TourGuide Altergeist Spice. Alright, so let's dive into the deck list, starting with the monsters. Let's start with the Altergeist part of the deck. We are playing triple Meluseek. This should go without saying. You 1-3 of this in the grind game. It's like, it's not a, well, it's hard to say, like I wouldn't really say it's a starter because technically you always need 2 cards to start in this deck, but this will eventually get you to Multi-Faker and then you from that point on can, you know, start recycling your Meluseeks, your Marionetters and whatever, so obvious trade-off. I am playing 2 Silcoides. I have seen lists playing 1, but there's just some situations where you really want to normal summon something like a Marionetter or TourGuide or you know, Meluseek even, and then if you have drawn the one single copy of Silcoides in your deck, then you can't actually get a disruption out of Multi-Faker, which sometimes is necessary depending on the matchup, so I definitely feel that 2 is correct. Then obviously triple Multi-Faker, this card is absolutely insane. Just resolving this card nets you crazy advantage. It gets you to, if you are able to summon Meluseek of it, to a Hexia, and then Meluseek will get you to Marionetter, Marionetter will get you to a trap, and then potentially to another Multi-Faker, so a crazy card. Very powerful, should go without saying. Then I'm playing just 2 copies of Marionetter here. So let's talk about that a little bit. This card is often talked about like it's a starter for the deck, but it's actually not true. I only consider cards like Meluseek and Multi-Faker starters for the deck because they get you into the floating part of your engine, where this card just gets you a trap. And it's really more of a follow-up card because it will allow you to set the monster negate or potentially, depending on what you have, manifestation of course, and then get you back your Meluseek or your Multi-Faker or your Silcoides even, or sometimes even Hexia. So you really usually want to normal summon this on the second turn or the second, your second turn of the game. And the reason why I'm not playing more of this is that Multi-Faker, sorry not Multi-Faker, but Meluseek is already a normal summon. And as you'll see in a bit, we are playing more normal summons than in an ordinary Altergeist deck. And I never missed the third one today, so 2 was just fine. We're already playing a lot of normal summons, and having multiple normal summons in your hand actually isn't that good. Then I'm playing the 1 Concrete. Funny story about this card, I actually was not playing this in the original version of the list, and I actually didn't want to play this. But there was a card in my deck, I'll show you later, which turned out I don't actually own a playset of, so I last minute decided to put this in the deck. Like, obviously, against more grindy decks this card is pretty good because it can really swing the game in your favor. And then it's also sort of an out against Mystic Mine because you can go, if you have something on the field that's not an Altergeist, you can go just tribute summon this and then spoofing it away to empty your field, which might come up. But yeah, the funny thing about this is I didn't want to include them in my list, but in the end, in the very last game of the tournament, which determined whether I would top 8 or not, I actually would have won if this was in the deck, but I sided it out. And if I had this in the deck, I could have spoofed for this to prevent an Exceed from attacking and then stopping Zeus, but it wasn't in the deck because I sided it out, and then because of that I had to waste my last trap, and lost because of that. But yeah, Concrete, I'm definitely keeping it in the list actually, because it's sort of overperformed, and I think it's... I didn't really see the value in it before, but I do now. And then for the spicy part about this deck, so many people went like, what? When I summoned this? It's TourGuide. This is, in my opinion, the most powerful normal summon in the game, and also in this deck, because I'll show you guys the combo with it real quick when we get to the extra deck. But basically what this does is you go, you bring out Sengen, and then you link that off into Cherubini to use Sengen effect to add Multifaker. But then the cool thing is, if you already do have Multifaker, you can add Ash of this, or if you want a guaranteed follow-up for next turn, you can, you know, just in case they stop your Multifaker on their turn somehow, you can also add Meluseek of this, or another TourGuide, but that's not something you do a lot in this deck. And then if you just draw this, you can just link it off to Armrush to get Multifaker, so I really think I love this package. It also does some more stuff, but I'll show that in the extra deck. And then when you go into Cherubini, you actually send this, and then you can banish this to add the Phantom Knight Fogblade, which you'll see in the trap lineup later. Which means that just TourGuide normal summon will get you trap and Multifaker, which are the things you need for this deck to really get going. So basically, honestly, every time you resolve this card, you basically automatically win the game. It's just that strong, to be honest. It makes you go really, really plus. If you're counting the cards you get of Multifaker later, this card is like, I don't know, something like +5 or +6 or something, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then to round off the monster lineup, we are playing Triple Ash Blossom. This is not the only hand trap I'm playing. You can probably guess which hand trap I'm playing, but this is just the most versatile one. Cards like Nibiru can't actually really be played in this deck because it conflicts with Multifaker. And then cards like Lancia and Draw, while definitely good cards, Altergeist is more of a grindy deck, and even though you can sometimes put up so much pressure in one turn that your opponent isn't able to come back, I'm not a huge fan of cards like Draw and Lancia in grindy decks like this, which is the reason why I'm not maining or siding those cards. Then the only spell I'm playing is Remote Duel Extravaganza. This is just Pot of Greed basically. Yeah, I'm not even gonna explain that more. This card is insane. Then for the trap lineup, starting with the Altergeist traps, I'm playing Double Protocol and 1 Manifestation. I see a lot of people playing 2 of this, but I don't really see the value in that, even though the graveyard effect is, it might be where that the power of this card lies in that situation, but I've never really missed a second one of this. 2 of this because it's just better to draw than Manifestation, and this actually stays on the field, which does come up when you're trying to combo off of Marionetter. You often go like Marionetter, and then you can either set this, depending on what you have, or set another one of this and just send this away, and then you can potentially get back. If you set this, you can summon back a Multifaker, summon Silcoidus and link those off, and then set this back with, or get back to your hand with Silcoidus. But if you don't want to go for the Silcoidus and you need the Meluseek on the field somehow, then you can just send a second one of this. So yeah, I definitely think that this ratio is perfectly fine. Then for the honorary Altergeist traps, we have Personal Spoofing. I mean, this is just a trap Rota for Altergeist, which is somehow better than spell Rota for Altergeist. Yeah, and then the last honorary Altergeist trap is, of course, Infinite Impermanence. Honestly, I feel like this card is better this format than it has been for previous formats, so that's a nice boost to the deck, so to speak. I did only draw Impermanence Faker once this tournament, and then I couldn't resolve it because of some spicy stuff happening. But yeah, I like this card. I used it one time to negate a Cosmic Cyclone, which was funny. Yeah, even though it's not the best hand trap at this moment, I still think it's good enough to play just because of the super broken interaction it has with Multifaker. But honestly, I can see Altergeist lists just not playing this, but I mean, Impermanence Faker, right? Then the last honorary Altergeist trap is Fogblade, because like I talked about, this is part of the combo, or whatever you want to call it. He sets up Multi-Faker and a trap. And honestly, this card is just kind of strong. If you draw it, it's not like it's a Garnet or a Brick, right? It's just a good negate, which is perfectly fine. You could even consider playing 2 of it just in case you draw it. And then some more generic traps, Torrential Tribute. This is like a combo with Strike when you're going second against combo decks. I did definitely Torrential Strike an Emancipator player today, which was nice, going second. These are just board-breaking traps, you want to call, sort of... these are just the best traps going second, basically, which is very, very important when you're playing a deck like this. And Torrential being at 3 together with this is just one of the reasons why you can actually compete with combo decks going second, especially in this format. So that's nice. And then the thing is, I want to play triple Dogmatica Punishment to kind of combo along with these as just a good going second trap, because you know, you can send Elder Entity into this and then this just destroys 2 cards. However, it turns out I actually do not own triple Dogmatica Punishment, which is very weird. So in the end, I had to swap the second and third one with the Concrete I just showed, and then I decided to main deck Imperial Order. I didn't want to main deck this because it's mostly just really good going first, and then, you know, you want to have good cards in your deck when you're going second as well, because you're just not always winning the die roll. I also just won the die roll twice, I think, today. Which isn't the end of the world, but when you're playing against more combo decks, you definitely want more cards like this. But I'm not sure what I want to do if I do have 3 of this, because honestly, I would probably just put this to the side again and then play 2 of this, because the Concrete was really nice. And then Imperial Order, this card's just absolutely nuts going first. Usually if you draw this going first, you just kind of win the game. Which is a little bit stupid, but it is what it is. That's the main deck, 40 cards sharp. Because you really want to see all your good cards, right? I'm not a huge fan of playing more than 40 cards in most in most decks. Then moving on to the extra deck, which is where a lot of the spice is happening. I'm playing 1 Almirage to potentially link off your Sengat or your Boots if you draw it. You can also just normal summon it, link into this and add Fogblade if you need that. And then you can also link Meluseek away into this. Then double link Remote, just because this is the better card to link Meluseek into off. Yeah, not much to say about that. Link Remote is nice. Then I am playing double Cherubini. If you do happen to actually banish 2 of this off the pot of Extravaganza, still open to her, it's not the end of the world. I'm playing another link tool you can make, but it does make you mean you won't be able to send the what's it called, the Boots to get Fogblade if the Boots is still in the deck. But you know, if you have resolved Extravagance and TourGuide, you should be in such a good position anyway that it shouldn't really matter. Just to show off the combo real quick that I do with the deck is you go right, yeah, so you go normal summon TourGuide, use her effect to bring out Sengan, then link those off into Cherubini. Then Sengan effect will trigger to add Multi-Faker to your hand, and then with Cherubini you can send Boots, and then you can banish Boots to add the Fogblade to your hand, so you end off this from just the TourGuide, which is quite insane in my opinion. But yeah, 2 of this, and then to complement that engine, I'm also playing 1 Barricade Board Blocker. The thing is, if you do happen to draw the Boots, you can just summon Sengan from your hand with TourGuide, so that's absolutely fine. But if you do happen to draw the Boots, you can go TourGuide, summon Sengan from the deck, then link those off to Barricade Board Blocker, activate his effect to pitch the Boots. That way you can even chain block Sengan potentially. And then you go like chaining 1 Sengan, chaining 2 Barricade Board Blocker, add this, and then you can just banish this. So that's the reason why I'm playing 1 of this. If I do happen to banish this of Extravagance and I do open both Boots and TourGuide, I mean, that is unlucky, but the odds of that happening aren't that big. So yeah, that's Barricade Board Blocker, just a one-off because there's only one situation where it comes up. Then of course playing Triple Hexia, this is just the boss monster of the deck basically, and the best link in the deck in my opinion. Its graveyard effect is really good. The spell trap negation of this card is actually not not once per turn, so you can potentially go like, if a monster is there, you can negate a spell, then go like Manifestation or summon Faker from your hand, summon it in his column, and you can just negate a spell or trap again. So, very, very good card. I'm playing 1 Prime Banshee. This didn't really come up, but I'm mostly playing it just in case I need to boost my Hexia to really big, and then this card can definitely do some cool stuff, and when you're in a super grindy game, it adds stuff from the graveyard, which is actually quite important. But you can definitely play the deck without playing the Prime Benji. I'm also playing a Unicorn because I really felt I needed the generic Link tree, which definitely sometimes come up when you have like the board state of Cherubini and then Multifake on the field or something. You can just go into this and then into this. Obviously if the Multifake was summoned in the end phase or, you know, in your opponent's turn, because it does lock you into Altergeist monsters. I'm mostly playing this once again because you do have the Link 2 on the field pretty often, so it's easier for you to go into a Link 4, and then this card's pretty nice because it can oftentimes also just run over Dragoon, which is the main reason why I'm playing it, and, you know, just destroying your opponent's entire field is also pretty strong. And then some more spies. I'm playing Fortune Tune and Zeus just to make TourGuide a little bit stronger going second. I do oftentimes side out TourGuide when I'm going second against combo stuff, but it's just funny to go into TourGuide day. Most likely when you're playing against anything, they're not gonna get rid of the TourGuide or the Sengen. You can just overlay into Fortune Tune, and then most decks have a hard time getting rid of this since it can't be targeted. And when it gets destroyed, you can detach material, then you can go into Zeus and just blow up their field. Didn't come up today, but in testing I have pulled it off 1 or 2 times. So funny stuff. And then I was actually playing more Untus because I was playing more punishment, but since I was only playing 1 punishment, I decided to just play the 1 Untus. Yeah, this is just the reason why I'm playing that. The extra deck can definitely, like, it's pretty flexible, to be honest, even though you're playing the Cherubini stuff. But the extra deck was fine, don't really have any complaints about it. And then the last part of the deck is the side deck. I played Cyclone just because I figured this is one of the best cards against Eldlik. It's even better than Lightning Storm or Feather Duster in my opinion, because this actually shuts off the grind. So yeah, then I'm playing Triple Gadarla, and this card is really cool in this deck. I'm probably gonna upload a video later this week on the channel with some Altergeist replays. And then you can see why this card is good, but one of the main reasons is, of course, you can kaiju something on your opponent's field, then Silcoidus is back to your hand, and then kaiju something on their field again. And you just really need an out to Dragoon Ride, which is the reason why I'm playing this one. I'm not playing Ice Dragon Prism because, again, it conflicts with Multi-Faker, and honestly, I don't think I've sided the kaijus in today actually, but they are very, very strong. I would definitely recommend playing this. And then I'm playing this because of the Tri-Brigade deck, right? I don't want to get the Wind Barrier Statute and lose because of that. Even though the Altergeist deck doesn't have that bad of a matchup against the Barrier Statue. And then for some more spicy cards, I guess, I'm playing Dimension Shifter. This is a little bit like Draw and Lancia, but the difference I feel is that this absolutely ends the turn of most combo decks, where Draw and Lancia, even though it can be hard, it's harder for them to combo through, especially against something like Dragon Link. This is just super powerful. And I did play against 2 Drytron today actually, and I did side this in, but I didn't see it sadly, but I definitely think this card is very good, and I would probably play it again. And then to round off the side deck is the trap part. I'm playing Triple Evenly Matched. This card is so good, this format. I really underestimated it, but it's such a blowout in testing. This was absolutely insane each time, and when playing against the combo decks going second today, if I would have drawn this, it would have also been really good. So yeah, Triple Evenly, and of course, if you're a really good player, you draw both this and Multi-Fake, and you just automatically win the game, which is nice. And then the last trap in my side deck is a Triple Solemn Judgment. We're playing a trap deck. We don't want to lose to stuff like Red Reboot, Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, Denko Seka, which was dropped against me today. So you just basically always side this in going first. Yep, that's the deck. So yeah, that was the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts about the deck, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you do enjoy this type of content and other Yu-Gi-Oh related content, you know, and aren't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. I mean, it would make me happy. Making people happy is nice, right? And if you do, I'll see you in the next one.